So how's it going, everyone? My name is Elijah Farfew from PMN News. Now, American football is a sport that is expanding its reach here in New Zealand, but over in the United States, it is the most popular sport in the country. And despite COVID-19 putting a number of sports around the world on hold, it hasn't stopped one of the biggest sports organizations in the world, the NFL, from picking future stars to join the league's 32 teams. The recent NFL draft saw a record number of players of Polynesian descent selected, with 11 players taken over the 3 days of the virtual event. And one of these players was Tongan-born Netane Muti, who was taken in the sixth round by the Denver Broncos. And today I'm very fortunate to be joined by Netane via Zoom. Hello, Netane. How's it going?
I'm doing good, doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much again for taking the time to join me today.
Yes, sir, no problem.
So we'll go back to, I know the draft was just last weekend. That feeling of getting drafted and getting the call from the Denver Broncos, can you just go through what the initial reaction was and how you felt about getting drafted?
Yeah, it was super crazy, super emotional moment for me and my family and friends. Uh, I was with my teammates, some of my old teammates, because I couldn't really make it out to Hawaii because of the virus and stuff. They were on lockdown, and so I was just with my teammates. And once I saw my phone call, it was it was a surreal moment. I mean, all the hard work and stuff that I've been doing is finally paying off, and I was just super excited for me and my family overall.
And have you, I assume you've had a chance to speak to your parents and other family members, whether it's in America or back in Tonga. What was the reaction to you being drafted?
I mean, they were super happy. I mean, throughout my whole life, my parents and my brothers and sisters are super supportive of me. Growing up, I mean, they were hard on me, but it was good. It turned out good, and they were super supportive of me, like I said, and just happy for me that I went out to go pursue my dreams, pretty much.
And now we'll just backtrack a little bit. So you were born in Tonga, in the Kingdom of Tonga. Can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing in Tonga, how it was for you, where you grew up in Tonga, and how you eventually moved over to America and found football?
Yeah, so I mean, we first lived in Nitoa in Tonga, grew up over there, and then my mom got a job to teach at Atele, Tonga College Atele. And I mean, that's pretty much where we grew up. It was just, we used to live inside the school and just, we went to Tonga Side School in Tomalolo, and we'd always walk every day. And we never had this vision as a kid coming to America until we finally moved. My mom moved us. We didn't really understand why we moved in. Missed all my friends and family. And then until, I mean, we grow older, we find out it's for better opportunity. But pretty much, coming from a little island of Tonga to America is a big culture change. Everything's different. I was made fun of because I can't really speak English that much, and it's very different. So you got to adapt. And I mean, fell in love with football out here. And didn't really know much growing up, but came out here. It was the most popular sport. Finally tried out for football, and everything worked out well, pretty much.
And your position, for those who don't know, you're an offensive lineman. You play guard.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, because this American football is relatively quite small here in New Zealand, could you just briefly explain what the role of an offensive guard is and how that ended up being your position?
So it started off in college. I mean, in high school, I wanted to play defense, but then I mean, the coaches were just like, "No, you're playing O-line," and pretty much because I was a big guy, I guess, and pretty much the O-line, they pretty much protect the quarterback, from the defenders, or like on run plays, we block it and make way for the running back to, run through the holes and stuff like that. And that's pretty much what a guard does, is just, just pass protect and run block for the running back and pass protect for the quarterback.
And now that you're in the NFL, you're a Polynesian player, and specifically you're a Tongan player now in the NFL. And we've seen so many Polynesian players come through the league, whether it's Marcus Mariota, Juju Smith-Schuster, Starlet Notilele. Being another Polynesian player in the NFL, what does it mean to be able to represent your culture and specifically Tonga as a nation?
It means a lot, thinking back to when we were little kids back there, just looking up to, because we first of all played rugby, looking up to Jonah Lomu and them when we were little and stuff, I feel like it make the same impact to the little kids back in Tonga, and, just being able to have this stage and being able to inspire people to, that they can make it out too. So it means a lot to me.
And we are seeing a rise in the number of Polynesian players in the league. What do you think it is about football that draws so many Polynesian people to the game?
I don't know. I just fell in love with just the contact of the football game, rugby wasn't the most popular game out there in Hawaii, so football was the next one. So I just kind of just went out and tried it. Basically, pretty much fell in love with it, and now I have a chance, to change my family's life. So.
And I know you said that you looked up to Jonah Lomu when you were younger. Were there any football players that you looked up to, or especially along the offensive line, that you try and model your game after?
Yeah. So when I was in college, I looked up to this guy. He went to Notre Dame. His name is Quentin Nelson. He was a guard as well, and he plays for the Colts. He's a dominant player, and I just want to be as dominant as him. He's smart, tough, physical, and I just try to model my game after him.
And obviously, now that you've been drafted, what's the plan from here on out until the season eventually kicks off? I know there's limitations with COVID-19 and the pandemic that's going on, but what are your plans from here on out until the season?
So pretty much we're getting called back up in July pretty much, but throughout the time I'm just working out, and we still have meetings and stuff, one-on-one meetings with my coaches, going over plays and trying to get caught up with the veteran guys pretty much, and just working out and conditioning pretty much, just wait until July.
And do you have any words of advice? So I mentioned before that American football is quite a small game here in New Zealand, but it's still kind of growing, and there's a lot of Polynesian players involved in that game. Do you have any advice for our young Polynesian players in football so that they can hopefully work their way up to the professional level that you are now at?
I know it's new and stuff. Ask a lot of questions, yeah, they probably don't know the rules as much, and just keep asking questions and go out there every day and just do everything to the best of your abilities, and just dominate pretty much.
And final question: do you have a message for specifically our Tongan community? I know, being someone who was born in Tonga and grew up in Tonga, and now that you're at the heights that you are now at in the NFL, do you have a message for our Tongan community so that they can get behind you and support your journey in the NFL?
I'm just thankful for this opportunity, pretty much. This could never happen without the help of my Tongan fellows, everybody back in Tonga just being behind me 100% and stuff like that. And just, they could be in the same shoes as me, just keep working hard pretty much. Yeah, just keep working hard.
Yeah, no worries. No, I understand it's still quite an overwhelming feeling, being drafted into the NFL. But again, I'd just like to thank you so much for your time, Netane, for joining me today. And on behalf of PMN News and our Polynesian community here in New Zealand, we just want to wish you all the best for your footballing journey in the NFL.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.